Okay, you guys have been asking this for a while. All my Allan Holdsworth fans have been saying, when are you going to do a video on Allan Holdsworth? Well, today's the day. Today's episode is going to look at the chord work of Allan Holdsworth. This is probably going to be part of a 2 or 3 part series because the chord part of it is going to take at least 2 episodes. The tune that I'm going to work on tonight is a tune called Looking Glass. It's off Antavachron. And one of the reasons I picked it is because it has a specific type of voicings with a couple notes on the lower strings and a couple notes on the higher strings where he's skipping some of the internal strings. It's really unique to his playing. Some of them are, once again, just about impossible to play. But I think some of these you'll actually be able to play fairly easily. It doesn't have as many incredible stretches as you'll find in some of his other tunes that we'll talk about in another episode. So let's get started. I want to put a disclaimer here. I don't want anybody getting tendinitis from trying to play these chord voicings because they are not easy to play. So I'm going to go through it slowly and show you the chord fingerings that he uses and talk a little bit about the concept. I'm going to actually play it on the guitar, and then I'm going to spread it out to the piano and show you what the spacing sounds like on piano and how some of these ideas are, even on the piano, they're really spread out. So I'm going to start at the beginning of it, and we're going to just kind of talk about what he's doing here. Okay, we're going to start with the first 2 chords because they're a handful to grab. The first chord is a D sus4 sus2. So it's like to a C Lydian chord. So this is the tricky part, is doing the 2nd finger at the 10th fret and the 3rd finger at the 12th fret. Doing that spread is how Holdsworth does it, and it's almost the same voicing, just the index finger collapses in. Otherwise it would be the same shape both ways, and it's a really nice opening spread. So you've got, and then the second voicing is so C, G, F sharp, D. The first chord is D, A, G. There's your D sus4 spread triad with the sus2 on the top. And then, okay, and back to the guitar, so it's, okay, so right there, that's probably going to take you about 30 minutes to get that voicing there. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, now we have the 3rd chord is the 1st chord up 2 frets, so it's E sus4 sus2. So you've got your with F sharp and F. So you've got this, which is this, and then this is like an F minor 9 with no third. So it's F sharp minor 9 with no third. So it's F sharp, C sharp. You bar to get the G sharp, E. Okay, so it's this is tricky. So it's E. So you actually have to pick these 2 notes, the low strings with these 2 fingers, and the high string with these 2 fingers. So, and then we've moved into the inner strings, and then so this chord are the same shapes, but there's a middle chord in there, which is beautiful. It's like an E flat major 9 with no third, right? So you got E, B, F sharp, D sharp. So it's, let's listen to it again. Through that. So here we go. And then up to the first chord shape, but up at the 12th fret or 10th fret with your index finger. Then And then we got that major 7. And that's like a E6-9. So it's E sus2, sus9, or you know, it's you get your E sus2, and then the it's just open fifths. It's like a sus2 with a 6th in there. I'd call it E6-9, no third. Listen to it one more time. Okay, then he's going. This is just really simple voice leading. So there's that chord. So it's E flat, B flat, F, D flat, and then E, B, F sharp, C sharp, we'll call it, and then great voice leading there. Then we get, this is an F sus2, flat 6. So it's really good to practice. I would break these apart. Here's your first section of practice is, then your next 2 chords you practice, and then you have to do a little transition. Listen to it again. And then it goes back to, that's kind of an easy part. So it goes back to this, after you've been here, you move back to the previous chord again. And then you go to kind of a straight E flat minor 7. E flat, B flat, G flat, D flat. Or you can call it D sharp minor 7. Let me go from here. So then we jump up in register to kind of a tricky voicing, and it's one of the couple times where there's a different spread between the strings. So check it out. Listen. And then we move up here. This is a hard stretch. So it's G sharp. So it's like E add 9 over G sharp. So it's G sharp, E, B, F sharp. So you've got these. That's the next chord voicing, and that's really tricky to play though. So you've got, these are the 2 hardest chords in the song. And what's nice about this, you get F sharp, D sharp, G sharp, E. The cool thing about this is the flat 9 in that interval there. Once again, don't practice these for long stretches of time. This is tendonitis city right here. Just practice back and forth on those chords, and you'll get them eventually. I mean, these chords are hard, but if you practice them, that you can get them. And then to here. Listen to it. So those 2 chords kind of, these 2 chords kind of work together. It's a, and then it moves on. Listen. So, okay. So moving from here, then he plays a single note F sharp, and then you get into a moving line, which is. This is kind of tricky. So you've got F, C, A flat, D flat. And once again, you have that flat 9 interval. Loves flat 9 intervals. Then to F sharp minor 7. So I'm going F sharp, C sharp, A, C sharp, and then it's kind of like leading augmented chord, but it's got the natural fifth. So listen to it. So that's okay. So after this chord, which is F sharp, or let's say we'll call it F sharp, D, A sharp, C sharp, he he does a walk down to F sharp minor, so F sharp, C sharp, A, C sharp. Then he goes. So this is F, C. We've had this chord before. A, D flat, and then he goes down to an E minor 13. So it's E, B, G, C sharp. That's actually kind of a standard grip there, but we're avoiding the G string. That's not even playing there. So these are kind of tricky when you're doing these walks between from here. Then you go. You just need to practice that. You might want to finger it like that. It really kind of depends on how well your middle finger can bend like that. I'm used to playing that kind of a stretch. I think he fingers it like that and changes to that fingering, because I don't see him do a lot of bars. Even though that seems to be an easy fingering, but I guess however you get used to it. And then it goes down to a B major 9 or B sus2 over D sharp. So it's D sharp, B, F sharp, C sharp. So you're going from this E minor 13 to, let's do it. That's it. Moves to a C sharp minor 7. So you get C sharp, G sharp, E, B, and then F sharp minor 7, and then it's like a B minor 7 to A minor 7. So you got F sharp, B, A. So that part's easy. Okay, then. Then you have that da da da. So to the A minor 7. Then here's kind of a tricky. It's like a G major 9 with G major 7 9 with no third. So it's G D A. So you open fist with the F sharp to F sharp minor 7. So F sharp, C sharp, A, E. That's a tricky fingering. You have to practice that a bunch of times. So I would just practice those chords in groups like that to get used to the fingering. Go here. I think that's just about it. Yeah, that's it. And that ends on, so it goes F sharp minor 7, E minor 7. So C sharp minor 7. So practice in groups. And then you start from the top again. So this is a really, really hard tune to play, as are all of Holdsworth's songs. This is one of the kind of voicings that he does where he's not doing stretches behind the note, because he does in some of the other songs that I'm going to get to. I'm not going to show you right now because I don't want you to get tendonitis. I don't want to get tendonitis. He does a lot of voicings with stretches back here, or doing these. Getting those stretch voicings like that. Play them for a minute, rest your hand. Go like this with your hand, where you actually take this hand and just gently pull down so that you don't get carpal tunnel, and do the same with your hand like this and pull back to stretch those tendons out and keep your arm loose when you're doing these things. That's going to allow you to play these voicings like that. Now, Holdsworth played the viola when he was growing up. I played the cello when I started. And in cello, when you're in first position, to extend back, you do an extension like this, and you extend that index finger back. So when I started playing the guitar, I was actually used to playing things like this with these kind of stretches. And that's a really big stretch, but you just have to remember to point the index finger. Always point. Don't try and curve it, just point it out and then lean it in and grab it like that. So you should just be able to grab these chords like that. So for those of you guys that are a little bit older, warm up first, stretch the hands out like this, okay? And then do those 2 exercises I was talking about. That's going to keep you from getting carpal tunnel and really getting those hands, keep them from getting really cramped up and getting tendinitis. You got to watch out on the elbow as well. This is really challenging stuff for guitar players to actually physically play this. So he really has 2 different style of chords, because he's got these chords that we're playing in this tune that many of them are kind of at the note. There's not a lot of chords behind the note, like I was just saying, which you'll find more chords like that in other tunes. And then the stretches on his single note playing are really difficult. So I want to talk about those. I want to talk about some more tunes off Antavachron, because I think there's some really great playing on that record. That's all for now. Please subscribe here to my Everything Music YouTube channel. And if you're interested in the Beato book, write me at rickbeato1@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.